with gunpla Tom. You were at the showcase, and I wanted to talk to me about some of his builds here. He's got some cool stuff. So take me through. What did you bring today, and what's notable?
So I just brought the two kits that I felt was easier to transport, of course. Two kits that I built the last year is my XS and also the Zaku DBZ dedication to my cousin. Both kits were built, painted with Tamiya spray cans basically. Just want to bring color. There's lots of color because I'm sick and tired of. I'm past the point now of just having just standard colors, and just wanted to customize, and that's the whole reason for my builds.
So firstly, you said cans. So I've never used spray cans.
Yes.
How many cans does it take, like, per color for something that size? Because it's pretty big. It's not.
Yes. With spray cans, I probably it's not cheap.
Right.
Let's just say I went through like paint on my face. Probably $150 worth of spray cans just to get through both builds. But now I've converted to airbrushing, and it's much more cheaper. So because you can definitely control it.
Cry up front with the airbrush, but takes off. Cool. How many hours went into each of these? You'd say.
3 months worth, I guess. Working 5 hours a night. 200 each, so that's the amount of dedication.
Yeah, well, it shows there.
The base alone on this took me about 3 weeks to do the paint job on this base that I'm building for my perfect rig.
Nice. Is that masked and airbrushed?
Yep.
Yeah, there must be a lot of masking hell right there to get all that. Very cool. And so I'm extremely, as being a Dragon Ball Z fan when I was like in middle school and maybe early high school years, I saw you taking that out of the box, and I was like, oh crap, that's awesome. super cool. So like, I guess first off, these decals, were these like custom done, or
I forget the name of the company now, but I think they're based off of Michigan. All that you can do is just send them a picture. I'll message you the name of the
cool.
company.
Yeah.
But the custom-made decals, they're dedicated to my cousin who lost his life about a year ago at the start of COVID. That's fine. Yeah. But it's his dedication, all his birth year, because we basically bonded over Dragon Ball Z and also done them as well.
Nice.
I thought it would only work with a Zaku because I don't think the gi would look fine on a
it works really well with the way the skirt is, the belt colors and stuff. It's like perfect. Here with Sean at Temple of Horus on Instagram, and he has looks like a Char Zaku 2 custom.
Yeah.
So tell me about your build. What do you do? What might be special or notable about this?
Well, for a good long while, I was looking to try and get a hold of a Zaku 2.
Yeah.
And I won a unicorn at a raffle.
Oh, cool.
And one of my friends down at Hobby Haven in Rhode Island had one, and they're like, I know someone looking for this, why don't we trade? So that's how I got my hands on it. But I've been wanting to try and learn more, do more, and I've kind of been self-learning.
Sure.
So I grabbed some detail parts. I've never done water slides, so I wanted to upgrade.
Right.
So I went to Delphi Decal, got some LEDs from Evan Designs, and I want to do primer because I've only done hand brushing before. Throw that down. So I wanted to go with the same color scheme as what it was, but really try detailing, center frame, hand brushing, rattle can. This was actually, I discovered on this, 2 different types of gray primer do not give you the same tone. There's actually a slight, this is a little bit slighter, this is darker, this is a little more vibrant. So I just, one of my friends had leftover parts from F91.
Sure.
And I was like, this would be ideal to give it a custom feel to it.
Yeah.
So
Bazooka?
Yeah, it's the F91 Bazooka.
Very cool.
Because he just had extra parts left over.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to upgrade my ability, so I did a little research on LEDs, how to do metal detail parts,
Right.
and just kind of went from. I paint freely, basically. I don't plan something out specifically until I start doing it, and then I just let that flow, and I tend to get better results, I've noticed.
My Instagram handle is gunpla Viking. That's really, I think, the only social media I have. But this is Crimson Nightmare. I did that for, was it 2 Discord builds ago? It was the Kit Bash.
30-minute missions kit bash.
Yup, it is. It's actually 4 different kits. So it's the flight kit. It's 2 of the Sealanova Elite type arms, so I can get both the evil looking arms. It is a Portanova legs and then the Sealanova body. And then I used another company's skull set to add the skull details onto it. Did a basic paint job on it. Tried to get a little bit of breaking up the different parts of the body. Really just kind of popped into my head, and I was like, I want to do something kind of maniacal looking. Like it's just a guy that just runs around the battlefield wanting to just find the strongest person and then take trophies from them. So that was the idea behind Crimson Nightmare.
Right, so now they place an order for what you want, and they take the orders from everybody. They send that information to Japan, and they decide which kits they're going to actually make from the order form. So if one got only a few orders, they might say, okay, we'll scrap this for now, but this one got a lot, so let's make that for sure. And then they divide it up to all the stores based on, supposedly it's based on how many you ordered, or they're also starting to take into account like how much volume you've done in the past.
So that's why the popular kits are getting sold, like not news.
Yeah, that's why the same things seem to come up regularly because they sell, and so stores
That's
will
why
buy
you
more
get
of them.
burnt costs
Yeah,
and shipments.
everybody keeps
Because,
ordering them because people keep buying them. And
so it is by demand, and that makes sense.
yeah, that's why some things will disappear for a year or two, and then they'll come back because they'll be like, oh, let's try it and see. And if everybody's interested, if the stores are interested, then they'll make them again. But that's why some things don't come back very frequently because they might not have. Maybe they were on the shelf for a long time, or last time they had them, and they decided to wait a while. So I'm here with Phil, GM Phil, and he brought this cool-looking Banshee. We're going to talk about it. So tell me about your Banshee.
Sure. This is the whale grade Banshee Norn. One of the things I really enjoyed about Gundam Unicorn is the Banshee. I just love the design. I think it's a fantastic design. And I sort of did this whole planning a year of the Banshee where I'm kind of building the Banshee in all the grades that I can find. So I'm doing an HG Destroy. Here's my real grade. I'm also going to build a titanium Banshee Norn, and I've got the perfect grade sitting there waiting. And one of the things I know I want to do with the perfect grade is I want to give it a color shift paint scheme. I've seen a lot of folks do that online, and I really liked how it looked, but I wanted practice with it. So I figured, let's get a nice high detail one, let's try that in the real grade. And that's what I did. I had a lot of fun doing it because I didn't want to do just the whole thing in color shift. I'm using a Vallejo color shift, turquoise to purple. Okay. And I liked the dark, solid colors of the Banshee and how it, on some of the examples I've seen elsewhere, other artists do. They have the black and they also have the color shift. It's not all color shift, and obviously not all black. So kind of the concept that I came up with was if it's a fixed part that doesn't move when it goes to destroy mode, it's black. If it is a shifting part, except for a couple ones, but if it's a shifting part, it's color shift part. And so, did them up, had a heck of a time trying to remember what parts go to what. Spent twice as long as it took to build it through the instructions as I'm trying to sight see and okay, is this here? All right, which one the heck is A17? And to finish it off, I got the Delphi decals gold flake decal sheet, water slides.
Right.
Didn't get to do them all because anyone who's built a unicorn or a banshee knows there's 100 tiny minuscule ones that goes all over the thing. But I got the important ones. I got the ones on the chest and the giant emblems, the shoulder plates. Had a lot of fun with it. I'm really pleased how it came out.
So I'm here with Joey. Joe. Either way. And he's got several builds here. So why don't you tell me about your builds? What's notable about these? There's some really cool stuff here.
So I decided to get the easy one out of the way. I brought the Nightingale because I got this early. I was a little too eager to get it. Ordered it from a Japanese proxy. Got it about a month early, and then I built it, brought it just so then people could see it, get a good look at it. I'm jealous. You're hard to find. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I brought this little 2000 Goof from the 8th MS team, like the first original high grade run, because it's kind of a rare kit, hard to find, and just to give it a sense of scale compared to these two giant mobile armors. Yeah, old flight type. Cool. And then this is kind of my pride and joy. I was out of work for 2 weeks on surgery, and I said, well, I have the time now, so I decided to take this Kshatriya and do the resin conversion by the 51, and it basically uses the high grade Kshatriya, and then you add the resin parts on top of it, and they all come like this pre-molded yellow, so everything has to be sanded and primed and painted and all that.
Very cool. So I haven't built the Kshatriya, so I can't look at this and just say, well, like what stuff on here is added by the resin set that you put on it.
So mostly the thing that's really kind of original is the frame itself. So the thighs, the legs, this foot armor here, the green part, all the binders, the binder connectors, the shoulders, this wrist armor, this front plate, and then like the whole torso and the whole waist is all resin.
Sure.
And then the original Kshatriya doesn't have this open hatch gimmick where you can see these pistons, so that's all added on. That's cool. And I ended up throwing most of the kit away. We're just putting it in storage because you don't use much of it. I have plenty of spare parts for it.
Interesting. Very cool. So all this detail here, did you hand paint that, or was that masked and
So
brushed,
I spray painted it. I sprayed it with a primer. And then for the pistons, I would mask the red portion and spray it silver, and then mask the silver portion, spray it red as it was primed.
Right.
And then this other interior stuff here with this gray piece and this bronze and some of the other silver, that was either through a brush or a metallic Sharpie.
So just FYI, I'm participating in Carships. I think it's going to be fun. I kind of cheated in the sense that I've built 41 of these before, including one blindfolded, so good luck. So if you beat me, there's a Sazvi Verka on the table. If you beat everybody else, there's a high-grade moon on the table, or if you've got a high-grade moon already, maybe we can talk about swapping that out. But so there's, and of course you get to keep the magnet you build. It's free, so worst case, you walk away with a free kit, so that's pretty cool.
If multiple people end up beating you, Nick, does everyone get a sock? Do they get a sock?
Well, you said you got a lot of them.
All right, ready? Hajime.
Damn, good job.
First finisher.
Damn.
Waffle.
Good job, man.
Stop or keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going just in case you
Just in case you forgot.
I think you might have yourself a Sazvi Verka.
I don't know, the thrust is so all the way in.
Congratulations.